Okay, here we go. Game 1, Zen vs Atow coming up. As we get started here, thanks to X-Starzy for the Prime. We got Omnis with a 14-month tier 1, 2-month Prime from Eruser Not Found. Simkin414 with the Prime. We've got it's Lapis and CFRNR with the Primes as well, and 100 bits from Mitch Slow. Appreciate all you guys. Welcome to the stream. Now, Atow recently has kind of established himself in the one scene in EU a bit before Zen came on the scene. Really nice positioning there by Zen. He kind of allowed himself to get bumped into the boost there. Yeah, Atow, he was looking to break into the EU top 5 before Zen came in and, you know, kind of did that before him. Yeah, I talked about the EU top 5 recently. Well, actually just in the last match that we were watching today. You know, you've got to put Jack, Moxie, Jory's in there, I feel, because of their success over a very long period of time. And then I think Zen, after his recent success, is also just a no questions top 5 player. But yeah, that last spot, Atow's in the conversation for it, Vatira's in the conversation for it, Razier's, Toxic in the conversation for it. Then you've also got, you know, players like Luis, Oski, you know, maybe rounding out a top 10 off the top of my head. You know, there are lots of other players in the EU server as well. Nas is a Moroccan player, he plays EU. He's fantastic at the moment as well. You know, CRR over in America. But yeah, it's still very top tier. Stacked right now in EU. Atow's definitely up there. And, you know, I'd even go as far as say that Atow is probably the best European player that Zen hasn't beaten so far. He's already beaten Moxie, Jack, Jory is Toxic, and Vatira. So I think this is probably the #1 player that Zen is yet to beat. Definitely deserves a shot at him, wants a shot at him. Now let's see what he can do with it. So far, hasn't gone too well for the Belgian. Atow there jumping off the ball. He tried to immediately flick the ball off that reset and actually jumped straight off the ball. You've got to leave a little bit of a delay if you're not holding your joystick in any direction. You got to wait just a split second, or else he will just jump off the ball like that. But it ends up working for him. Zen fails to get the clear ball to go to a safe location. Zen above Moxie, Jack. Well, I mean, personally, right now, I put Zen #2 because TRK is inactive. So I think Rawas, Zen, for me, just have to be the top 2 at the moment. And after that, you know, TRK might still be in the top 5, but he's inactive, so I don't think I can put him top 2. And you know, the rest of the top 5 is probably some combination of Daniel, Yan, and Moxie. That's just you know, my personal top 5 though, although, you know, I feel like people are a lot more quick to accept what I rank, my 1v1 rankings than my 3v3 rankings. I don't know why I don't know why you guys don't just blindly accept all my 3v3 rankings as well. You know, if you're that quick to accept my 1s rankings, you know, I use the same brain, same eyes to rank all of them. Beautiful from Zen. Pogo outplay and the open net. Didn't need to get this one on target. He just had to get it past Atow. The net was wide open. And the authority on 1s. I mean, I'd say I'm pretty objective with my 1s rankings, but I use the exact same methods to rank 3v3. It's just that I think a lot of... this is my honest take on it. I think people are more biased when it comes to 3v3 than they are 1v1. I think there's a lot more bias with 3s. So, you know, when I tell someone I think Team A is better than Team B, there's a lot more like knee-jerk reactions to statements like that because people might like Team A, or people might like Team B more than Team A. And they'll be like, no way! And they'll try and come up with reasons to disagree. Whereas when it's players, when it's 1v1, it's very hard to argue because, you know, a win's a win in 1s. Team B, Team A, like, you know, 3v3, there's a lot more copium people can use to, like, refuse to accept results as the be-all and end-all. Okay, 4-3. Zen being tested here in game 1 by Atow, but I think overall has the edge as we would have expected with the pace of the game. You know, if he can come in at this pace and just control the ball without giving away too many free goals, I think Atow's going to have a very hard time. He probably knows that as well. You can't underrate Atow. I think he's one of the best players in the world right now. In fact, you know, this might be... Here's a test for you guys. You know, if I say that Atow is, you know, the best ones player that Zen's yet to beat, no one's questioning it. But what if I tell you this about Atow? Let's see how many people agree with this statement. I reckon there's going to be more people disagreeing. I think right now, Atow, in 3v3, is a top 5 player in the world. Ones if you agree, twos if you think that's crazy. Because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. Lovely finish there by Zen. Top bins. Atow overextends. I thought there would be more twos here. There's actually a lot of ones. I think Atow's he's been very good. Tail end of last season, super impressive player. Really impressed me in 3v3 at the end of last season. I think started this season and you know, even the major, and now running into this split. I think he's been, for me, the best player in his team, and Team Liquid have been right there with Karmine Corp. So I reckon he's got a great shout of being top 5 world right now. The other, like, so I know people are going to say, who else? Okay, well, the rest of my top 5, obviously Vatira, obviously First Killer. They're no-brainers. If you don't have those two in your top 5, you're crazy. Yeah, for me, the other players who I think you got to put in there are probably apparently Jack. I think he's like made enough of an impression at the start of this season to burst into a top 5 world. I put him in mine. And I'd also probably have to give it to Rise, because coming out of last season, he was obviously extremely high rated by everyone. And then he made a major final again, and now he joined another team that qualified for a major. I think you got to probably put Rise in there as well, if we're talking like LAN, you know, expectations, if we're you know, putting that into it. Atow looking to shut down that attempted counter strat from Zen, who's gone sideways after realizing the kickoff is a fake. Reset from Zen makes it 8-5. Right, it looks like Atow just a little bit too late to the ball. Zen gonna restart after this game, he says, so if he disappears for a minute, don't panic. Itachi top 5. Well, see, Itachi online, yes, if we're talking right now, this split, who's been the top 5 world, Itachi's no question in there. But if you weigh into, you know, top 5 right now, last split plus the fall major as a very important event, and also, you know, last season, you know, World Championship Spring Major, I think Rise probably edges it. You know, this split, Itachi, I reckon, has been better than Rise. We're better than, well, online he's been better than Rise, better than Atow, but you've got to think about end of last season and split 1 as well. I think Atow is phenomenal. Deserves a shout. Did you see the thing about Team Liquid? It looks like Zen's going to just take this game. Yeah, he is. So the thing about Team Liquid is they're all quite similarly effective. Like there often isn't a clear standout player on Team Liquid. They can all have their moments. They can all have games in a series where they're the players stealing the spotlight from the other two. And I think that makes people very hesitant to call any of them a top 5 or even a top 10 player, because they all kind of take turns being that guy. But for me, Atow's the most consistent, and I think he is the guy more often than the other two. So I'd have to put him in there. You know, they've made, what is it, 3 regional finals in Europe this season, I believe. Winning 2 of them against Karmine Corp in the finals. I mean, the results have been pretty impressive, taking Gen G to Game 7 at the Fall Major. They're a team who are like the FaZe of Europe. FaZe, I think, just a little bit better than Team Liquid right now on paper, though, because they've had 3 regional wins to Team Liquid's 2, and they finished top 4 at the Fall Major compared to Team Liquid's 8. Although Team Liquid did play the team that eliminated both of them a little bit better. Yeah, that's where I put Atow right now. Probably top 5. Probably top 5. Just like other honorable mentions, like probably round out the top 10 in threes before we get deep into Game 2 here. Yeah, you got to think about players like Atomic. Atomic for G2, great end to last season. Not quite the impact, not quite the same level of impact this season, but still the best player in his team. You got to give that some recognition. I think you've probably, you know, got to give, Tachi, if you're talking recent form, combined with end of last season. He had a bit of a quiet fall split this season, but winter split and last season at the end were very good for him, so you got to give him a shout. I think Beast Mode recently fallen off a bit with his team, but yeah, he was right up there last season at the end. Still the best player in his team. You know, Monkey Moon, same thing, best player in his team. Literally won the World Championship. His team's not doing very well, but he might still be hanging on to a top 10 right now worldwide. How many names has that? I've said Atomic, Itachi, Monkey Moon, Beast Mode. Alright, we're missing one more. Who else do we throw in there? Hard to say. Oh, great play from Zen. Man, he's really looking unplayable here for Atow. Atow's just a bit too late to every single defensive play. Whenever Zen's getting a reset, Atow's just too far away to do anything. Yeah, Chronic's definitely in that conversation. I think Yan's definitely in that conversation after such a high peak at the end of last season. Still being, I think, the best player in his team now. You probably want to give a shout to one of the complexity boys. Take your pick. I'd say CRR. A lot of people say Raise Bull. Yeah, there's a lot of it's stacked. It's very, very stacked right now. Oh, it's too good from Zen again. I mean, this is to think back. If you were here yesterday when we casted Zen versus Chronic with apparently Jack. Jack says that for him the reason why, or one of the reasons why Zen is so unplayable, is because he always seems to have full control and he always seems to have options at his disposal. Like right here, if Atow dives, Zen can just easily adapt into a mind game, and he's even covering it with a solid 50-50 hitbox should Atow read that. You know, if Atow doesn't dive, then big deal. Zen's got a flip reset and he's still got full control. You know, it's the ability to switch up mid-play that makes him so good. Oh my days, how's he saved that as well? I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. Atow's not playing terribly here, but Zen is on a different level. He's doing the exact same thing he did yesterday against Chronic, taking down a world-class ones player, and he's making it look like there's a difference in skill. Like there's a clear skill diff on display here. Control diff, speed diff, mech diff, and Atow's not been able to make up for that with strategy or any mind games. I mean, you've got to do something here. Jack's suggestion for Chronic when he was losing comfortably to Zen was to just try and simplify, go for more shots on net rather than trying to build up one incredibly high quality shot on net. Go for two that are easier to execute. Let's see if Atow takes a similar approach here. Dribbling with ball cam on, so you can keep an eye on where Zen is. The flick lacked pace, and Atow's lunged in to then be scored on a fifth time. Zen is just on a different level. He's in full control. Game one was closer, but it still looked like he had the edge the entire time. But now that edge has turned into the edge of a cliff, with Zen standing on top and Atow falling further and further down. He calls next with 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. That is one of the earliest forfeits we've seen in a while, but it's not even a crazy forfeit. That's the insane thing. Zen is speed running again. I mean, he's just speed running top tier competition. Hit a bit of a road bump in the Roas series, but now he has taken down one of the best players in the world in threes, one of the best 1v1 players in Europe, and he's making it look easy. I mean, what does Atow do here? He's readied up immediately. He's just jumping straight back into the next game. Yeah, while we've been talking about how great of a player Atow is and how stacked the world of threes is, Zen's just taking 2 games off Atow. He's already up 2-0. We started this like 10 minutes ago. Looks like Atow just would rather get into a clean slate than attempt an impossible comeback. Zen flip resets past him just to keep control. He doesn't have boost to continue the attack, but that denied Atow the immediate counter. And that challenge denies Atow the follow-up shot as well. Zen snipes the open net with the back end of the car to continue his speed run. Now, if he's truly speed running Atow here, he should just keep it 1-0, dribble the ball around. Or, you know, this is the dilemma you often face when you are trying to get your opponents to forfeit as early as possible is, do you keep it 1-0 and just frustrate them by holding onto the ball, or do you just go up 5-0 as soon as possible to try and get them to forfeit quickly? You know, Zen's got two options here. I think he's probably going to take the latter. He's ever the entertainer. A failed pogo actually gives Atow a chance to equalise, which he takes on the first try. Zen with low boost, threw himself into the back of the net, attempted an in and out save. Atow switches the height of the play to go low. Top 10 offensive players in ones, oh my goodness. Off the top of my head, I'll probably forget someone here, but Yan, Zen, Dark, Naupo definitely in there. And you probably also got to put players like Daniel in there. What is that? That's 6. Yeah, I think Moxie, although he doesn't have the same aerial prowess, his ground game is on a level of his own, so his flick game, I mean, how can you not say that that's top tier offense when he can just flick the ball top bins every time? Probably have to give him a shout there. That's 6. Okay, we still got a lot of space. This is good. I thought I'd run out of space more quickly than this. I'd say Rawas. Rawas is underrated in offense because he just counterattacks so much, but really when you look at players who are able to attack without any risk of overextending and, you know, put extremely deadly shots on net, yeah, you gotta say Rawas. Gotta put him in that combo. TRK as well, very safe attacker, but still a player who can put so many goals past his opponent. You know, maybe not as flashy every time, but he's got the ability to double reset if he wants to. Oh, great turn by Atow. Has he missed the open net? Oh, he has. He did the hard part. He turned perfectly to intercept Zen, and then he just missed the open net. And he's not going to save Zen's reset. Pre-jumps in the right area. Zen's placement's too good. How many names was that? I said Naupo, TRK, Rawas, and Dark for Middle East. I said Daniel for NA, Yan for Sam, Moxie, and Zen for EU. Is that 8? I think I said 8 players. No clear 9, I'd say. No clear 9. Jarias, well, actually, recently Jarias has been a very defensive ones player, so I don't know if I'd say top 10 offense right now. Chronic FK AJ. First killer again, very defensive recently, but yeah, he's obviously a beast. Hard to just automatically put him in a top 10 though. Ones for offense, because there's some offense specialists, and then there's, you know, some players who are just better. I think at the moment, not by much, but definitely better. It's a great save by Zen. Fantastic control. Atow's playing him close here. Great mental reset by Atow after pretty crushing defeat in game 2, but he's way off target here. Oh, he had some work to do, but how about that? Atow with ridiculous direction change. Looked like he might have gone way too far off target with this first reset, but he gets around it and then resets a second time. Zen drops the all caps haha in chat. He cannot believe what Atow's just done. I mean, that was an unreal shot. So much to do after the first reset went away from the goal. Atow pulls it off. I think he probably heard us talking about top 10 offensive players in ones, and he's, you know, trying to get in the conversation there, trying to get involved. You know, on another day, he's in that conversation. Oh wow, Zen fakes the pre-jump to block the air dribble bump, and then just goes underneath Atow and catches the ball. Yeah, this hasn't been the best series to show off Atow's level in offense, but if you look at some of this other guys' 1v1s, you'll see that he can pretty consistently do things like he just did there. It's just Zen has really controlled the pace of this match. He's really controlled and dominated possession. Yeah, Atow's he's in that convo for sure. Okay, Zen's missed the boost. Atow definitely would have spotted that. Can he work this into an unsavable shot? Great first touch. Unfortunately for him, the next one goes way over the bar. I mean, Atow's not really played that as well as he could have. He had such a perfect setup, and then he just played the shot straight at Zen. You can see the panic from Atow. Zen just baits the challenge and slots in a 5th goal. I mean, even when Zen has like no boost, he just still looks so terrifying. Ridiculous from Zen again. thinking more about who else to put in that top 10, running at the top 10. I think out of Chronic, AJ, Firskiller, AJ would be offensively the number one out of those three, but Firskiller's better in defense. Chronic's better in defense, I think. But yeah, I'll probably say AJ, offense, top 10, possibly. Oh, well played. Okay, Atow. Yeah, he's making a case for himself, guys. He's making a case. So let's leave it at 9 for now. Let's leave a spot for Atow if he can keep this up. Let's leave a spot for him if he can keep this up. Delayed kickoff for Atow. Countered by Zen, but Atow still forces a very favourable 50-50. He's into the air here with a reset double. Didn't use the dodge. That was on target. Zen catches on the goal line. Atow trading haymakers with the Frenchman now. Throws in a challenge. Demo Zen. Seeing a turn in the tide here. Atow with by far his best game yet. So you can see Zen is a bit more hesitant to just lunge in and assert his authority. He knows that Atow is a threat. Another fake challenge by Zen. Absorbs a couple 50s to force the ball to break free. Lean back reset for Zen. And the snipe off the bar. Atow might have got a piece of that. It was either that or a ghost touch. Server says the ball has gone past you. 20 seconds remaining. Extended back and forth by both players. The efficiency for Zen is undeniable though. Fakes a high shot. Atow reads it the entire way and now he's got the counter attack. How's the open net finishing? Well, he took his time and then he flicks it over the goal. Atow still with a great position for himself though. And again he flicks it just wide. The ball's going to stay airborne here. Zen has control. Resets. Dunks. Collects the boost at the far post. Atow just trying to get this one grounded. He does not want any 0-second play here. And into overtime we go. Atow with a great defensive stand. Came so close a couple times to just winning at the end of game 3. And now here comes Zen again. Atow successfully closes the distance. Zen dodges it outward demo. Wants the pinch shot. It's a slow one by Zen standards. And now Atow's got a free dribble at him. Shoots first time. Zen actually own goals. Well, the shot had enough power on it to go past Zen, who crept forward. And Zen hits his own crossbar. The ball hits the crossbar and hits him again. And in it goes. Well, that is an unreal pinball own goal by Zen. He had no idea what was going on. He nose planted the crossbar and then the ball bounced off the bar and hit him and went in. Has to be said though, even without that unfortunate own goal for Zen, I think that Atow is probably going to be in a very, very good position. It's hard to say because that could have gone anywhere. That could have bounced into any corner. But Atow, he deserved something out of that attack. The goal was obviously the best outcome that he could have hoped for, but he definitely deserved, at the absolute worst, a strong possession play. It's great stuff from Atow. Huge stand. Force it in game 4 against a Zen who looked in peak form today and still does. Thanks by the way to Zaydu for the 2-month prime. We got new primes from One Way Trip, T95 Antho. Welcome guys. We've got Long Driver with the 2-month prime, 6-month prime from Mr. Epis, and also Ionic Liger with 5 gifted subs. Thank you Ionic Liger for that. Hope you're all enjoying the show match today. We're going to be trying to get show matches as many days as we can between now and the Winter Major. I know still a lot of players who want to play against Zen, want the shot at him, Atow being one of them. Getting it today. And yeah, Zen wants that rematch with Rawas. I think that must be the most in-demand match. That's definitely the one I'm going to be looking to make happen. The rematch, who knows, if that turns into a trilogy, it'll probably break the Rocket League internet. I haven't heard from Firskiller so far this week, but he did say last week that he'd be available for ones now that 3v3 is finished. So that would be a cool one to see as well. Is Zen going to the major? Actually, I don't know, Dazrin. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because surely if he was, we would have heard it by now. He's probably got school. Oh my goodness, Ed just deleted the ball. Where did the ball go? 138 kilometers an hour? Are you joking? Good luck saving that. Oh my days. Atow's POV on that is just silly. That is just silly. Zen literally just deleted the ball. He's countered the half flip kickoff really well here. Counter the half flip kickoff. You've got to dribble the ball to your back corner. Dribbling it mid leaves you open to being demoed, open to being tackled. Zen kickoff evolving, but he's been the follow-up play, and Atow scores. Yeah, what a monster of a flick that was from Zen. Kind of reminiscent of the one Rawas pulled off on him, but that was even faster, I believe, than the one Rawas pulled off on Zen. And it was better placed as well. I mean, not that it really matters when you're flicking the ball at 138 kilometers an hour. Placement is kind of irrelevant. You can hit it, you know, right above the goalkeeper. They're still not going to save it. They still have absolutely no chance without a wicked pre-jump read. Yeah, Atow's definitely playing a whole lot better than he did in the early 2 games, so he's gotten Zen's respect now. Zen was just disrespecting him in the first 2 games. Second game especially, he was just doing his thing, and it didn't seem like he cared what Atow was doing. He was just focusing on his own game, but now he's really having to think about what Atow's doing. Atow has counter-attacked him successfully so many times. Oh, is that what it says? It's fair you scored a double reset. Yeah. MDR, French for lol. Ça va te miss une double reset? Reset? Ça va ta me? Miss? Me? How do I say this? Second word. Miss or me? Une double reset? Me? Ça va ta me une double reset? How's my pronunciation? Atow going for another double, and he pulls it off. It's a different strategy. Similar idea, but this time the second reset is immediate. Look at this. As soon as he lands on the ball with the flip, he uses another one to get the direction change and the acceleration. Absolutely incredible. Encore from Zen, acknowledging the second time that he's been double reset on by Atow. Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we slap Atow in the top 10 offensive ones players at the moment based on this match? What do you reckon? Does he deserve to be in there? I reckon he might. He might need to be in there. Might need a shout after this performance. Oh, well played by Atow. Both players delay the kickoff. Atow delays it even more. Zen recovers beautifully. Backs Atow up to midfield. Who's first on the list? It's hard not to put Zen first on the offensive list after his recent dominance in his 1v1 streak. Hard not to put him number 1 in the defensive, or not defensive, the offensive tier list. But the only thing that Zen, you know, lacks a little bit compared to other players, I actually forgot Vatira. You know, Vatira's got a really good offensive repertoire, like I said earlier, because I think he mixes the pace up really well. Something Zen also does to an exceptionally high level. You know, not just going 100% speed the entire time, but sometimes going 90% speed, sometimes 50. Yeah, I think Vatira and Zen do that exceptionally well, but one thing that you know, Vatira does, I think, better than Zen is playing dirty. Zen, you know, occasionally air dribble bumps, occasionally. Most of his physical plays are 50-50s and ground demos, but you know, Jan, Vatira really showing the dominance of the air dribble bump. It still exists in one, so well played by Zen. Atow tries to get some semblance of control, and it just doesn't work out. Zen single jumps behind the ball and watches Atow fly right off it. Now, 40 seconds left. Atow's still within touching distance, but Zen take kickoff control, and a quick look behind him, knows he's got space to turn. Atow just pauses for a moment in the middle of his challenge, try and surprise Zen. Zen remains completely undeterred. That shot was lackluster. Well, Zen has just given Atow a freebie there. He had full control of the ball, 100 boosts at his disposal. And he passes the ball to Atow. 1 goal difference, 18 seconds to go. Will there be more drama? Will we see a continuation of the comeback? Atow bumps Zen off the mid boost. He's got a great setup here. Huge angle, multiple options. Zen cuts him off though. Closes the gap before Atow could pull the trigger. And again, matches him for speed to the follow-up ball. Zen dispossesses Atow. Now, unless Atow can keep this up, Zen's going to win it in 4. And it's going to be, I think, a triple or a quad reset. I'll be honest, I lost count to seal the deal. 1 reset for Zen. There's another one. And there's another one. A nice little triple to seal things. Zen probably still reeling from the double resets Atow sent his way. So he finishes him off with a triple. Unbelievable stuff. Zen starting another win streak. It's 2 in a row between yesterday and today. Admirable performance by Atow. Really giving us a lot to celebrate from a extremely bad position.